Well, with me now, Mone, founder of the international lingerie brand Ultimo, and one of our ambassadors for the Channel 4 News Jobs Report, our series asking Britain where it's going to find the 2.5 million jobs it needs. Also here is Carly Ward, who founded the Young Entrepreneur Society, an organisation that teaches young people entrepreneurial skills and life skills, really part of careers advice for young people, isn't it? I mean, did both of you get careers advice at school? Michelle, what were you told to do?
I did. I got career advice when I was 14, and because I'm dyslexic, my career teacher said to me that I should go and be a till operator. So, yeah, I was a failure before I started. Not that there's anything wrong with a till operator, but, yeah, she didn't sort of know what an entrepreneur was. But now enterprise is really fantastic at the moment. In the UK, where 5-year-olds are starting a business, you've got a managing director, a finance director. So I think it's good that enterprise is now really widespread. And it's because of TV shows like The Apprentice and Dragon's Den, etc. And, you know, being an entrepreneur is now a sexy business, which is kind of cool.
How about you, Carly? Did you ever get told what to do?
Well, I spent most of my school years in Spain, actually, but I came back to the UK 3 years ago and I was studying beauty therapy at college. And, you know, I wasn't really guided at all in what I should be doing. So
what do you do now? Because, I mean, although you're not part of this new careers service, you are effectively government-funded, helping young people with their careers?
Yeah, I mean, basically, for example, I was doing beauty therapy at college, and if I'd have wanted to become my own boss and have my own salon, although they were teaching me the skills I needed to be a beauty therapist, what were they actually teaching me about going into the workplace or starting my own business? So when I left, I came up with the idea of creating a programme that could be a bolt-on to courses like beauty therapy, being a plumber, being, you know, in construction, any course that you can do like that to teach you to be your own boss and the skills you need to become employable. Because most surveys, employers will say they don't want to employ young people because they're just not ready.
Michelle, I mean, you obviously meet a lot of young people these days in schools. You must get invited to talk to them all the time about being entrepreneurs. I mean, what is it you feel they need?
I just think it's simple, really. You know, the government has to keep it as simple as possible. It's all about, you know, if you've got the determination and you've got that drive and that passion and that fire in your belly, and you contact the companies who you want to work for and you offer your services for work experience for, say, 2 weeks and get your foot in the door. Because let's face it, they're not going to come to you, you've got to go to them. And you just prove yourself and you just work the hardest you can work and play the hardest you can play and give something back to your community, and I think you'll be okay.
But that's advice. I mean, in terms of a career service, because actually what the government's doing is remarkably similar to what, you know, to old-style careers advice.
It's like
you know,
a job centre,
they've kind of got rid of what the Labour government brought in, and they've kind of gone back to a sort of a more formalised career advice system. I mean,
it's fantastic, but I would hate to think the cost of this website and how many people have worked on this website. If you gave it to me, and I'm not saying I know it all, but I'd actually do it myself in about a week. You know, how many hundreds of people did it take, and how many millions did they spend? When, you know, it just has to be simple, and you just have to give these people some hope and some confidence and show them a path.
And there's no system, is there, to tell people you should be this?
No.
I mean, when I was at school, we used to have to answer a load of questions, then we get a printout saying you could be a gardener or a hairdresser or a IT consultant. And it just
what are you passionate?
Pointless.
What do you really, really want to do? What did you really want to do? Now you're sitting in that orange chair.
Well, never this, I have to say. Yeah, no, I was going to be a medic, but probably because I couldn't think of anything else to do. But you know, we certainly kind of proved, I think, you know, our generation, that the kind of advice you got about what you could do was pretty pointless.
Yeah, and I think that it's down to businesses as well, about you giving something back to your community. We do lots and lots of work experience at Ultimo, and I love seeing these students coming in, and it's fascinating. You know, it's okay doing the degree and doing the theory part, but it's the real life part that you've got to do. So the more companies doing that, the better.
Carly, I mean, is school or college the best place to do this kind of thing, or is it, do you think about introducing young people into the workplace?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, entrepreneurship and skills and things should be taught in the curriculum. I mean, that's why we've created this programme, as I said before, about young people not being employable.
But if you're dealing with sort of prospective beauty therapists or plumbers, is it a sensible thing to do it in a classroom setting, or do you want to get them out with beauty therapists and plumbers?
Yeah, I think both. I mean, doing the theory side, I mean, could be a bit of a waste of time, to be honest, because it needs to be like the hands-on. I mean, they need to learn the skills, but they need to get out there and do the work experience as well. And I think a lot about finding out what you want to do. You're saying before, the baker, the plumber, what are you supposed to do? Is about finding your purpose in life. So what are you passionate about? What do you love doing? What are your hobbies? And finding out how you can make money from doing something that you love.
And get your kids into a Saturday job. I started at the age of 10, and by the age of 11 I had 17 teenagers working for me. Get your kids into a Saturday job, get them to get involved in the business community, then they'll find their way before it's too late.
Michelle Mone, Carly Ward, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
John.